Just a short drive from Australia's biggest city, Sydney, is a literal curtain of sandstone draped in eucalyptus trees and prehistoric landscape that nurtures fauna from back in the dinosaur times. Welcome to the other side of the Blue Mountains, brought to you by Get Lost Travel Magazine. What's even better than trees and epic adventure-filled mountains right on Sydney's doorstep? Only a side of great booze and unrivaled food can top this sort of nature. And in recent times, the mountains have become an Epicurean tastemaker's paradise. They are ripe for adventurers like myself wanting something more from their bush stays. The place has got more craft breweries, distilleries, wineries and restaurants than all regional centres in New South Wales combined. And now there is a slew of entrepreneurs who have set up shop in these hills, thanks COVID, to help push along a food and booze renaissance. The best way to get to the good stuff in the mountains from Sydney Airport is to naturally hire a car. We chose budget because, I'm no doctor or lawyer and they generally have the best rates. Plus, for the first part of this trip, I had my trusty sidekick. But I was also very quick to drop him off with his grandmother and head to the hills for some heavy drinking and eating. Best done without any children at all. While most people drive the Great Western Highway out of Sydney, my route instead took me northwest on the Bells Line of Road. They call it the Other Mountains, and its idyllic, lush landscape, which you can tell was also recently scarred by some of the worst bushfires in Australian history. But from the flames of the Black Summer, there's been a phoenix-like revival of tourism in the region, a rediscovery of an often overlooked part of this magical place. The Blue Mountains Botanical Gardens is one such spot. On the edge of 230 hectares of rainforest, I meet acting curator Ian Allen, who winds me through their Gondwana garden on the lookout for their cuttings of Wollemi pine, one of the world's oldest and rarest plants dating back to the time of the dinosaurs. It's not long before the cool air and clouds close in fast over the mountains, which means there's no better time to jump in the car and saddle up at a cozy hotel bar. Except this one, at the Hotel Kaya, is like something straight out of Palm Springs. The renovated 70s motel could be out of a Slim Aarons photograph. And the Pink Galah cocktails, which use only local ingredients, are not only bloody delicious. Black, their hotel restaurant, serves up mains which wouldn't be out of place in Bondi, not even Blackheath. Up with the sparrows, the next day is nothing short of hazy, but let me try and take you through it quickly. My first beer tasting at the Carrington Hotel, the first ever pub built in Katoomba, is at 9am. 9am. But as Paul from Western Wine Tours constantly reminds me when we're sitting at the pub's iconic Champagne Charlie bar, it's 12pm somewhere in the world. Paul gently and generously glides me around the other side of the mountains in his four-wheel drive like he's leading a horse to water, and I'm gladly drinking the whole way. From stops at Megalong Creek Estate to meeting the legends Emma and Simon McMahon at Dry Ridge Estate, it's hard to tell if I'm really drunk or just so happy to be finally travelling again. And at Hillbilly Cider in Bilpin, Smudge the dog sits idly by as I happily gulp down a taste of their dry scrumpy alongside a log fire and a disregarded digger shovel. Bilpin Cider, just up the road a bit, is the perfect chaser, especially if you're after something without alcohol. But no good day of drinking is complete without a cocktail from a locally distilled bush gin. Nick and Ali have created something special at Cairo Distillery, and with over 40 awards to their name and a unique distilling method steeped in science, others around the world seem to think so as well. Grab yourself a Karu gin cocktail at Bootlegger Bar in Katoomba. The low ceiling here wraps you like a warm hug, and the hearty American fare adequately sets you up for a massive day of four-wheel driving in a converted Australian Army passenger Land Rover through the bush. If ever there was a car built for this terrain, this is it. Paul from Beyond the Blacktop 4-Wheel Drive Tours cuts through the morning fog that's rolling off the Gross Valley like a hot knife through butter. We're in his #1 touring truck, nicknamed Wombat, making a beeline for Anvil Rock. We scurry through hidden bush trails, past wind-eroded rock formations, and at the top of our final lookout, this side of the mountains reveals itself again in the most unexpected way. It's a place without tourists, barely any handrails, and a million-year-old view which is absolutely priceless.